Member for Richmond North Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Here's another example to show the incompetence of this government, this Premier, and this Minister. I hope the Minister listened carefully to my question. 2 weeks ago, we asked the Premier why travel agencies who have been shut down are still being forced to pay government licensing fees. Instead of providing an answer to the hundreds of travel agencies who are asking about these fees, the minister chose to quote Michelle Obama and told us that implementing all the tourism task force recommendation was, in quote, impossible. So what was she talking about, the task force just now? Small businesses have been pleading for relief for months. My question is to the Premier. Will the Premier fix his tourism minister in action and waive these fees?
Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The member opposite, if we go back to the transcripts, will hear that you can't do everything at the same time. The priorities of the 7 recommendations removed on the first 3. I can spell out the math, 1, 2, 3. The first 3 recommendations have been implemented. We are working through the recommendations, Honourable Speaker, because we value the task force, we value their advice. The industry has had a direct seat at the table with our great Dr. Bonnie Henry. She's heard directly from the sector about their needs, what the challenges are with this pandemic. The advocacy and work is being done
Members,
with the ministry.
Let's listen to the answer,
and as
please.
the members,
Minister will continue.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The member opposite is not accurately reflecting the actions that our government has taken to implement the task force recommendations. The experts asked our government to dedicate $100 million. Money has gone out the door, Honourable Speaker. $40 million has gone out to some of those tourism small business operators throughout this province. It is not accurate for the member opposite, the members of the opposition, to reflect that action isn't being taken because we are working with the sector. We're at the table. Dr. Bonnie Henry is hearing directly what the concerns are, and we're moving the dial slowly as this vaccination is rolled out. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Member for Richmond North Centre on supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The minister claimed 2 weeks ago that, quote, we can't move any quicker than we are, end quote. Dennis from Optimal Travel says, I quote, the travel industry was hit the most since the beginning of the pandemic, with 0 revenue, but countless cancellation. We can't sustain our business, end quote. Thousands of dollars in license fee are due in just 7 days, just 1 week. Let me try the Premier one more time on behalf of all the suffering travel agencies. Will the Premier waive this licensing fees, or will travel agencies pay for his incompetence?
Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The members opposite, yes or no? Yes or no? The members opposite think that they have their experience with, this idea of duffel bags and ATMs and $20 coming out of nowhere. We're working with the budget process. We are doing the advocacy to get the money out the door through Treasury. There is a process to advocate for those resources, but we're working closely with the industry, Honourable Speaker. We value the tourism sector. There are grants available to the tourism industry up to $45,000, which was a call to action. Grants, not loans, and we're going to continue doing the work. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.